There's a ton of drummers, man, out here. They're not necessarily being creative in a way that leads to them finding their own voice. Because here's the reality.
When the rent is due.
I see in the comments a lot that people talk about how everyone is sounding the same.
Just a bunch of mumbo jumbo. It's all just blah, 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 blah.
The internet has caused the world to be one big city. So you have to ask yourself, how is that happening? That someone is still creative and unique, even inside this world where everyone supposedly sounds the same. What are they doing differently?
The first step to getting past what you're talking about, struggling with creativity, is...
Welcome to another episode of DrumCode, the podcast.
You know what it is.
And it brought to you by DrumTrax. The shit.
You know what it is.
All of the good stuff.
You know what it is.
This guy right here, man. Well, look.
Welcome to SticksPlayalongs.com.
Are we doing this again?
Sticks
this is how
Tracks.
we're starting off?
Y'all know what it is out here.
That's crazy.
I made all of the play-alongs.
Okay.
I
What
made
else?
all of the lessons. And I run DrumTrax Part 2, because it was called Sticks Tracks before we changed the name.
Wow, that's what happened.
But everybody doesn't have sticks, so
Jesus Christ.
we know everybody has drums, though.
Jesus Christ. Listen, we're here to talk about creativity today.
Let's talk about it.
And the thing is you're actually getting creative with the truth right now.
Am I?
That's what you've been doing from the start of this podcast.
First of all, I've been creative with all of the play-alongs since day one. Since I wrote all of them.
You've been creative with the truth as well.
And every album we've ever played on,
oh my God.
your boy.
This guy. So the reason why I think creativity is a good thing to talk about is because, like, in this world, online, drum education, or just drum education in general, drummers trying to get good, want to be able to play at a pro level, they think that there's like this objective, they think that there's this objective measure of like, okay, I have to do these things right, and so I need to play this way or play this exactly like this person played it in order for me to be able to get good. And I get where you're coming from because there isn't an objective sense of what good is, but I feel like there's a ton of drummers, man, out here that they're just practicing things to get them right. They're not necessarily being creative or exploring their own creativity in a way that leads to them finding their own voice. Because here's the reality. I see this a lot. Tell me if you've seen this. I see in the comments a lot that people talk about how everyone is sounding the same. Do you?
I've seen those comments.
You seen those comments?
I've talked to drummers as well that have said those exact words.
Same sentiments.
Same sentiments. Just like, yeah, it's just all the same. It's all just a bunch of mumbo jumbo. It's all just blah, 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 or however they describe it.
Yeah.
Everyone says it differently.
But they're saying the same thing.
They're saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Everything's the same.
Everything's the same. All these drummers are playing all this stuff, and it's all the same stuff. And I to an extent, there's some truth to it. Mm-hmm. There is a lot of similarities, and I think there's a few different reasons for it. I think that there's the internet, right? And we're all exposed to each other. And so everything becomes, we start to, take after what we see other people do. We become influenced. Then there's also the lack of people just exploring, right? Mm-hmm. Because now, we are in a world where like you can look and see a lick here and learn it note for note.
Yeah.
And try to play that lick note for note.
Which is not a bad thing, because remember, there was a time where there wasn't education on social media.
Right. There was a time where people weren't showing you how to do anything. You had to be in a city where somebody was already a master or somebody was teaching, or like we were growing up in church, you find yourself just around a good musician. They may not have taught you note for note, but you were around enough to pick it up.
Yep.
And the difference now is like you're online. And so I think that one of the main reasons that people aren't as creative, there's not as many differences as people may say, is because back in the day before there was the internet, you had like regional sounds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you played drums and you were from California, there was a way that you...
Well, different parts.
And then different parts of California.
Because SoCal sound different from Bay.
Because California is a big state.
Huge.
And so like, yeah, if people will be like, oh, you're from California? Like, oh yeah, I probably was close to you. I used to live in like San Diego. I'm like, yo, that's 8 hours.
8 hours away.
On a drive, 8 hour drive away. People fly.
Yeah, that
from California to California.
Facts.
And so there's that. And so like if you played in LA or if you played in the Bay Area or if you played in New York or if you were from Philly or if you were from Chicago, if you were from Florida, if you were from Atlanta, it was a regional sound. It wasn't as much as everyone sounding the same.
What about Wisconsin?
I'm sure those drummers had their thing. But I mean, they probably had to travel to places, because they're in the Midwest, they probably had to travel to places like Chicago to see who they wanted to see, or St. Louis, or, you know, stuff like that.
What about Alaska?
I don't know what those guys sounded like. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know what those guys were up to.
I don't have any idea.
I mean, hey, they probably had more practice time than the rest of us, though, because the sun doesn't go down, like it's like less hours.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Their sun is up longer than anyway. But at the end of the day, I think that's a part of it. But now there's the internet, and so we're all exposed to each other, and the most popular styles of playing prevail, and people start to sound like that because that's, you know, it's not regional anymore. It's like the world has become smaller. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's like, imagine like the internet has caused the world to be one big city. And because of that, we have people who are influenced. Now, there's still people doing their own thing and doing their own. There's like people who, even within what is happening in modern drumming, there's people who are standing out as creative and unique. That still is happening. So you have to ask yourself, how is that happening? That someone is still creative and unique, even inside this world where everyone supposedly sounds the same. What are they doing differently? Like, what would you say? What would you think?
Well, first off, I would say for the people that I've spoken to, that feel like everything is the same, and everybody sounds like, I can tell that they don't understand what's really happening. So there's similarities.
Yeah.
I mean, because we're all technically playing the same notes. I mean, right? If you really break it down on drums.
It does come down to these core 4 techniques.
I mean,
but another day. Go ahead.
Another day. But when someone says, "Oh, they just all sound the same," it's like, you actually don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Right? Because just because they're playing fast,
right,
doesn't mean it's exactly. It's like, yes, it's a machine gun for sure, but there's still differences. In their style of play, differences in how they use the patterns that they use, and I'm not gonna call any names, but there's certain drummers where you can be like, oh, you can tell there's a marching band influence in his playing or her playing. Oh, you could tell this drummer's kick heavy in his playing. Still sounds like a machine gun. This guy, you could tell it sounds like Black Gospel Church. You know what I mean? No diss to any other churches. Right. This guy or gal, there's a jazz influence. You can hear the nuances. Now, once again, still a lot of notes. It's fast, it's crazy. But if you understood what was really going on, you can actually pick apart certain things that's like, oh, there is a slight difference here, or even a vast difference. Because I can tell you right now, I'll say some of my favorite drummers. Eric Moore, and this is in no particular order. Chris Coleman, Ronald Bruner, Tony Royster, Thomas Pridgeon. None of them sound the same to me.
They don't.
And they're all fast.
Right. They don't sound the same at all.
Not even, okay.
It's a drastic difference.
When you understand, though.
When you understand,
if you don't understand what's going on, then it does sound like...
When you, at all 5 of those players, you can distinctly hear the drastic difference.
You can hear it even on records. Like, if they start playing, you be like, yeah, that's Eric, or that's Chris, or that's Tony. Like,
I've done that. I think we was on tour with Yancey, me and you, and I think it was...
I played an album for you.
Was you, or was it
I played an album for you.
You played me, it was it Hadrian Farad?
Yes, sir.
And I was listening, I was like, this Eric.
Yeah.
This sound like
he
Eric.
was on one of the songs. Chris was on a song.
These are different drummers.
Yep. Ronald was on a song.
But like, you didn't tell me who was who. You just played me the song. And I was like, this is Eric. Like, I could tell, like, immediately. And it actually was. Blazing, but you could tell like a different sound than what another blazing drummer is playing. So it is true. Like, there are drummers that are standing out. And I think that you're right. A lot of people are just confused because they think that because they hear fast notes, that it's all the same.
It's not the same.
And what could be happening is that your ear just can't pick apart at that speed what's actually different.
Exactly. It's exactly that. It's like, oh, you just don't. And I've talked with drummers, and I don't let them down. I mean, I don't talk to them in a condescending way.
Right.
Like, you're stupid for thinking. It's like, no. It's just like, oh, you just don't understand it yet. If you want to understand, I can break it down to you. I can show you some stuff.
How it's drastically different.
And then the dope part about social media now, especially YouTube, is you have the slow down feature.
Yes.
So now, instead of watching things in normal time, you can watch it at 0.75.
Right.
Or you can watch it at 50%.
Yep.
And if you do that, I guarantee for those of you who don't understand what's going on, you'll start to catch like, oh, there is a difference. Yes, it's fast. Yes, it's blazing. They're all killing, even the 5 I named. I have way more favorite drummers than just those 5.
Yeah.
And if I went down the list of every last one of them, you would be like, yeah, none of these people sound the exact same.
Right. They don't. And and like, I think even the fact that if you're having a hard time listening to drummers and hearing the differences of what's actually happening, and you are struggling to play more creatively yourself, and you're struggling to come up with ideas, and you're struggling, even though you're hearing these players play a lot of crazy stuff, it's probably because you can't, like, that's probably contributing to why you're not able to come up with creative ideas the way that you want. Like, you could easily, like, if you could hear and understand the difference, which is why I think the slow down thing is massive, because if you can slow it down and understand it and see the nuances, and you can take bits and pieces and try to experiment with it. But like, when it comes to trying to be creative yourself, of course you're struggling to be creative if you're struggling to even hear the differences between the creativity that's happening in the content that you see. So that's a thing. But how do you get past that?
So first and foremost, let me tell you this. The first step to getting past what you're talking about, struggling with creativity, is you actually have to practice creativity. Okay?
That's the thing. People think, it's crazy, because I've heard.
Oh my gosh.
Because again, I've had thousands and thousands of conversations with drummers one-on-one on Zoom for an hour each, okay? So this is literally 3,000 hours of conversation with drummers talking about this specific problem. They tell me all the time, bro, that, well, it's just, I think it's just my confidence. That's the reason why when it comes down to, but like, why aren't you confident though? Mm-hmm. Well, I think I just overthink it in my mind. Why though? Because my question is if you knew that when you sat down to be creative, that it was going to come and you were going to flow freely with the creativity that you want, would you be second guessing yourself? Would you not have the confidence, or would you know? You would know. And so what comes first? The confidence, or actually practicing and developing, then exercising and strengthening that creative muscle? You see what I'm saying?
Definitely the latter.
Of course. But
and another part with the practice is a lot of people that I have spoken to or worked with in my lifetime of teaching and coaching drums, they feel like they should start faster than they're supposed to. So when you're practicing your creativity, the first step is practice creativity.
Yep.
The second step is to start slow.
Yep.
Practice being creative at 60 BPM.
Whoa. Wait, you mean to tell me that I need to practice creativity at 60 BPM? But I have like 17,000 videos saved in my Instagrams right now, and on my watch later for YouTube.
Really?
Yeah.
How long has that been saved there?
And
6 years?
These videos are all one-off licks that I'm going to be studying, because when I memorize all of these licks, then you will be able to. Then I'll be able, because what am I going to be creative with? That's what they tell me.
That's what they tell you.
That's what they say.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with learning licks. There's nothing wrong with it. Where I've seen people go wrong, not with the learning the lick, with thinking that having all of these licks will spark the creativity.
Yep.
It will answer the creative side of, hey, how do I get creative? Oh, well, I have all of these things to choose from. And then when someone says, sit down and play a solo, you're like, well, I don't.
Right, because your mind is buffering, trying to go through all of that Rolodex of licks that you tried to memorize to try to string them all together in a way that makes sense. Like, do you think that's what your favorite drummer's doing?
They're not.
Do you think that's what the guys that you love to play, like, do you think they're like, ooh, I'm gonna start off
lick 17 from page 4,
or you know what? I was just working on this YouTube lick, and then I got like 15 of them that I got down, and I'm about to put all of these 15 together. Like, no,
it doesn't happen that way, especially when you're playing the music, because all licks that you see on YouTube are used. Not all. Let me say most licks. Because they're going to kill us for saying, oh, you said all.
Yeah.
Most licks that you see on social media are taught to a metronome usually in 4/4 time, where
not to the song you're
about to play. Just it starts on the one and it ends on the one, and it's a perfect 16th note or 32nd note or 16th note trip. It's daga 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 bam, and that's it.
Correct.
And then you get into a musical situation where there's cadences, there's rhythms,
there's an arrangement.
There's band motifs where you have to actually hit the hits and respect the music, and you can't just go shaka daga 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 bam.
No,
because it's like bop bum tap bop. There's all kind of stabs.
There's all things that are happening in the music
that are happening where you're still allowed to play a drum fill through that, but you still have to acknowledge the music.
Yeah.
So it doesn't work. Then you get in there and you're like, well, I don't know what to do. And then there's this part. I have seen live, especially drummers who tense up, when the band says, hey, let's give the drummer some.
Oh my God.
The band doesn't do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bam, 2, 3. No, it's like whatever the song is, don't make a cadence out of that. So it'll be like bump, bump, a bump, bump, bump. And then it's your turn.
Right.
Bump, bumps, a bump, bump,
and they go shaka digga, shaka digga, shaka digga, shaka digga, bump, 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 shaka digga, shaka digga, shaka digga, shaka digga, bump, bump. And then third time, bump, bump, shaka digga, shaka digga. Because you're in fight or flight mode because you haven't practiced creativity and you haven't practiced it in a way that allows you to be free. Like there was a quote that I saw the other day by Charlie Parker, who's world-renowned jazz, saxophone, father of bebop, one of them, right?
My uncle.
From back in the day.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to read it too so I don't misquote it, but
wait.
See here.
Is your phone charged?
Stop it.
Because it dies every 13 seconds.
Stop it. He says, you've got to learn your instrument, then you practice, and then when you finally get up there on the bandstand, you forget all of that and just wail.
Period.
You're not supposed to be thinking. But if you haven't practiced your creativity, if you haven't practiced improvising, if you haven't practiced
at slow tempos,
and then bringing it up.
So sick of these people wanting. I'm supposed to play fast. No.
Yeah, I know you want, but they don't understand is that the things that are fast. Like if you cannot play them fast, you must slow them down so that you can get them into your hands, and you practice using. And by the way, like the reason why a lot of people can't play fast is because they're struggling to think about what to do next. But the reason why they're thinking about what to do next is because they haven't exercised the creative muscle at a slower speed, which allows them to understand how to be in the moment, not all be in your head. And you're actually in the music and you're listening. And all you're thinking of is sounds, not stickings. No, who's thinking of stickings? I think of the Patty Fla Fla every time they say give the drummer some. So I have to play like I learned in school. This was nobody's vital rudiment. Yeah,
that we sat and exercised for hours at a time.
And be honest, this is like one of the things that we do hammer away at. Because like there's only two things that are keeping drummers from playing with the freedom they want.
Really, just two?
Yeah, the first thing is that they haven't mastered the core 4 techniques. That's a part of learning the instrument.
That's for a later video.
Yeah, when we talk about the core 4 techniques, these techniques, like I said, not be long-winded about them. Everything that you want to play, everything you see your favorite drummers play, there's nothing that they're doing that is outside of these core 4 techniques. There's just levels to it, and quite a few levels to mastering these core 4 techniques. But once you do, because the reason why these core 4 techniques matter is because it doesn't matter how creative you are. If you don't have these core 4 techniques mastered, you will only be able to perform to the level that you have mastered these core 4 techniques. And it doesn't matter how wild the ideas are, you will only be able to perform to the level that you've mastered them. And then secondly is the creative side, the creative frameworks, right? Like in the Shed Camp Club, we do work with guys and we help them build their skills and we help them learn patterns and we help them do these things. But then we give them these creative frameworks that allow them to actually practice the creativity so that they stop thinking about the sticking and they're flowing freely. There is a way to practice that specifically and to literally build that creative mind. And we're seeing it day in and day out.
Facts.
Day in and day out. Like but I think that the biggest issue with creativity for drummers who are trying to build their chops and build their flow is that they think they're practicing creativity, but they're literally just practicing patterns and stickings. And like nobody's thinking that way.
None of your favorite drummers are thinking that way. Maybe they are.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like your favorite
drummer doesn't think like that.
And so
your favorite drummer knows the patterns, but
right,
they don't think in patterns. Like I have to play this 6-stroke roll.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not that.
It's not. That's not the way it works. And so, I will say this though, like, in order to get through and get to, and we do this a lot in the Shed Camp Club, is you got to really be able to manage your emotions and self-esteem while you're doing it.
Oh, see, now that's a whole nother.
It's a whole other podcast. We'll talk about it in a different episode. But I will say this:
we're out of time.
Yeah, I will say this: you have to be able to sit down and be uncomfortable with the things that are uncomfortable. And I know it's comfortable to see a pattern online that's like, yeah, this is just these 16 notes. And so you practice those 16 notes until you get them down. But it doesn't matter if you can't apply it to the music you play. It doesn't matter if you can't apply it to multiple different songs that you play.
Facts.
If you can't take it and adapt it and flip it and reverse it into things that work for multiple, I'm talking about dozens and dozens of scenarios musically. That means you don't own it. You just learned a pattern that you're never going to be able to use. And then you're going to get frustrated and feel like, oh, I can't, what's wrong with me? Like, no, you literally just have not been on the path.
You're never going to use that.
Yeah. You just have not been on the path to actually working on your creativity in a way that will get you to your goal.
Period.
And so, yeah, anyway, we do a lot of that stuff in the Shed Camp Club, but I feel like this is good. We just wanted to talk about creativity and how it works, the misconceptions around like what people are doing and why people think everyone's doing the same thing. Like they're not, but at the end of the day, the reason why most people are struggling with creativity is they don't practice it. And
period.
Maybe we'll do a masterclass on how to practice creativity one of these days. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Hashtag all the way through in the comment section.
If you've watched all the way through, man, we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Hit the subscribe button.
Yes, sir.
And share this with every drummer you know.
100%.
Peace.
Peace.